Fired up. Okay, perfect introduction from Neil. Then to our uplines, you've seen the great David and Shanika Santos on the screen. Obviously, one of the MDEs in Sacramento, David and Sophia Leong. And so, guys, first give an honor to God, who's the head of our life, to our great leadership of this company. Man, Glenn Williams, phenomenal. Julie, Bobby, Peter, thank you guys so much. I stand here representing our Tina and Hierarchy back home in Sacramento. And so this is the thing. I'm going to have George give the majority of our speech today. But our Hierarchy, guys, was founded from the back seats of these rooms. Many times we came into, these trips on a whim, barely could swipe our card just to do the incidental. I would get up there and say, how much are the incidentals? And she would say, what? I said, how much are the incidentals? Okay? And so we would do the incidentals. So the fact that Glenn is doing the $200 credit for below RVPs is amazing. And so this is the thing. As I look back on our story and our journey, I always tell people we were not the Fast and the Furious. I can look at our daily blast years ago where we may have barely made $100 that month. And to look at Primerica, what it's done for our family, last month we were paid over $53,000. And so, for everybody, again, that's sitting in the back of the room, I always tell people, get your speeches prepared. Because if I said, hey, raise your hand if you're willing to do whatever it takes to make your goals and dreams happen, everybody would raise their hand. But if I said, are you willing to wait as long as it will take to make your goals and dreams happen, how many hands would get raised in the room? And so it's easy to be fired up right now, but when you go back home, you will face adversity. And we're here to tell you this morning, be ready for it. We got to march to the convention. Glenn is asking us to help this business get over to 150,000 licensed agents. George and I are going to help take the lead on that. And without further ado, my husband's superhero partner, Mr. George Mitchell.
Thank you so much. What's up, man? Y'all fired up? Are y'all daggone fired up? Man. First off, I want to give honor to God, man. I am just so thankful to be here and so grateful to be here because like she said, guys, there's times in your career that you just don't think you can do it, man. You kind of going through what you're going through and you're seeing people winning. But I'm here to, just to let you guys know, look, man, your time is coming. Somebody say, my time is coming. Your time is coming, guys, and I just want to pay homage and honor and respect. Man, where's Hector Lamarck, man? Man, I see you, Hector. And, man, y'all give him a big round of applause, man, for being here. Man. And, man, it takes a lot of courage for him to do what he's doing right now. Just lost his best friend in the world, man. I don't know what I would do if I lose my honey. But, man, I just want to let you guys know, look, man, the days that I was broke, busted and disgusted, man, sitting in my 1994 BMW 325i. The grill was out in the front, man. I was always going to the Savage Park place to try to find the other eye to the BMW in the front. But let me tell you something, man. I never could find it. But I also had a cassette tape. I had a cassette tape player inside of my daggum car, man. How many of you guys remember a cassette tape, right? And thank God for Hector Lamarck, man, because he recorded on them things back in the day, right? He would put these things together called Overcoming Objections, man. And I remember putting that tape into my daggum 1994 325i, and that would be my music the whole time. See, somebody said you got to turn your car into a university. See, I wanted to get daggum good. I wanted to be bad in this business, man. I ain't just want to be a daggum partner. I want to be a daggum player. See, some of you guys, you partners in the room, man, you got to step up and be just like the daggum agent, man. It's only so much that you can cook clean, right? It's only so much that you can wash the car. Daggum it, go close the app. Daggum it, go recruit some daggum body, man. And because I had that tape in my daggum car, heck, man, I would listen to that thing until it popped. I would listen to it till it popped, man, and I started sounding like him, right? I would be on appointments, man. Hector had that little subtle voice, you know what I'm saying? And I would start sounding like him, man, because I wanted to be a champion. I wanted to win. Doing that daggum tape, man, he would talk about how great your life is going to be if you get good at this daggum business. You got to become a daggum pro, right? And then, guys, look, change don't come without a challenge. Change do not come without a challenge, man. You're going to be challenged. You guys are sitting in the back of the room, man. Let me tell you something, guys. It's only temporary. Look, man, thank God for my coach, David Santos, man. He's always remind me. He said, George, it ain't going to be like this forever. He said, it's only for a short period of time. And I really couldn't believe him, man, because when you're going through the daggone fire, when you're getting burnt, man, You know, you just don't understand it at that point. And he told me, he said, one day, George, you'll never have to go prospect. He said, one day, George, you'll never have to go on a ton of appointments if you go build a daggone business. And guess what today, guys? We live a life of freedom, man. How many of you guys want freedom in this room? Man, we were challenged, man. We had to ride a van all the way from California to Georgia. We was regional leaders, man. We had no money. We couldn't get on the daggone plane. And I said, we can't miss this meeting. Right? And that was the first year that they came out with the future, man. We was in that top 150. Tanya Poe, man, she was number one. Man, and I would always think, man, how the hell Tanya is at $30,000 in premium, man, and it's the third of the month, man. How is she doing this? What am I doing wrong? But God said your time is your time. God said your journey is your journey. You better embrace your journey, man. You don't need nobody else's story. You need your daggum story. Because like my wife said, man, at some point in your life, you better get ready. You better get ready to get mic'd up, man. And, man, when I'm looking at the mic on the back of my daggum back, and when they put it on me, man, it had Hector's name on it. And I said, daggum it, man. I started thinking about the daggum tape. I started thinking about the times in that daggum car where I didn't have no money to feed my son. I was scraping money in between the seats, man. That ain't your journey. That's my journey. But look at us today. Look at us today. And I want you to get your speech prepared, man, because your time is coming, right? Your time is coming. Change don't come without a challenge, though, right? Guys, let me tell you something. We got to stop blaming stuff on the devil, man. See, a lot of us, guys, let me tell you something. You see these kids on this, pull this up real quick, man. See, our son, man, he's 17 years old today. But when we was building this business, guys, we were struggling like crazy, man. We look crazy doing this business. How many guys have been in that position, right? You just look crazy doing Primerica. You ain't making no money, right? You keep going to these meetings, but dadgummit, we was winning. We still was winning the trips, man. See, it's all about proximity, man. Art Martinez came up to Sacramento. He was talking about that. He was talking about it's all about what kind of rooms did you put yourself in, what kind of tables you sit yourself at. Because at the end of the day, when you going through, guys, you got to learn how to grow through. And you can't grow through if you ain't in a room like this. You can't grow through if you ain't around winners. You can't grow through it if you ain't around champions. Our car got repoed in front of the office. But because I came to a meeting in 2007, right, and there was a guy by the name of Gary Cornegay, he said on the way back from his daggone convention, he was selling the dream to his team, right? He was telling them we're going to be big, all right? We're going to do something big. But guess what? As he pulled up to the house, his car was being repossessed right in front of his teammates. And I said, dadgummit, I'm on track, Danny. I'm on track. I'm going to make it, man. I said, if it did it for him, he'll do it for me. Man, stop thinking that God won't come down your street. God is coming to see you, but will you be ready? God is coming to see you, but will you be prepared? Proverbs 24:10 says, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is daggone small. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. And I'm here to tell you guys, look, you can only make it a little bit on your strength. See, your strength alone just makes you settle. Your strength alone makes excuses. Your strength alone gives up too daggum soon. But when you have God's strength, come on. When you have God's strength, come on, let me preach to you today. When you have God's strength, right, you have the strength to fight back. Come on, somebody. You have the strength to persevere. You have the strength to move forward. You have the strength to stay strong. And you have the power to believe. But I'm here to tell you today, you better not get weary. You better not get tired. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. How can you get complacent with losing when you know what winning feels like? How can you just accept losing when you know what it feels like to win? You know how I felt. Man, when you was in high school, you played sports, man. That day of that game, right? Man, some guys, man, you know, they stay in the locker room. See, I want to challenge you. Are you going to stay in the locker room or you going to get in the daggum arena? See, I'm here to be in the arena. I want to go see the players. I want to smell the daggum popcorn. I want to feel it, man. I want to be around the players. I want to see the lights. But some of us, man, we stay in the locker room, right? And we complain. We moan and groan when there's a daggum fight out there, man. I'm here to challenge you today, and I want you to understand and know this. You better not never, we're in an environment, Miguel, we're in an environment of winning. How dare us get satisfied with losing when we've seen it all what it looks like and what it feels like to go win. God bless you guys. Let's go take this thing to a whole nother level.
So on Tuesday, Peter talked about, Primerica's reputation, Primerica's character, and I want to kind of piggyback that just a little bit and not take any thunder away from him at all. So Peter, that was awesome on Tuesday, sir. But I want to talk about what is your reputation, what is your character. So when you go in your community, in your town, your city, okay, what's your reputation and what's your character there? Are you the gal? Are you the guy that people go to, that people know your name as a person that's going to be able to help that family, help them become financially independent, help them be able to get out of debt, help them with a business opportunity, help them to become somebody? Are you that person? Have you developed that reputation? Are you known, right, for being that person that will go over and above board when the other firms say, no, Jerry, you ain't got enough money. No, we can't do that for you because you only got $5,000 or $10,000, or maybe you only have $50 a month, right? And the other firms are not going to help you. You have to realize, guys, that's what we get paid to do. We get paid to help families become financially independent. We also got to talk about what is your work ethic. Do you guys realize if you've ever read the Bible, the very first book in Genesis, God worked for 6 days and rested one, that he gave you the example of what you're supposed to be doing? It's not rest 6 and work 1, right? I hear so many people say, well, I want to build my business and I want to get to the point where I don't have to work anymore. That's not what we were intended to do. That's not what we're made for, okay? We're made to impact families. We're made to produce, right? We're not paid, or we're not made, rather, for just personal acquisition. Personal acquisition is empty, right? You're never going to get the fulfillment you need by just trying to acquire stuff. So one of the easiest ways, right, to help families become financially independent is something as simple, guys, as just an IRA account. And so that's what we're going to talk about real quick today. So IRA, simple, easy way to help families become financially independent, right? And as a company, every year between January and April, we have a campaign, and it's called the IRA season. Well, no offense to the marketing, but we need to change that. IRA season is not January through April. IRA season is January the 1st through December the 31st, right? It is 365 days a year, right? We don't run our businesses for 4 months and then take 8 months off, right? So we run it all the time. So we need to focus on that. So let me give you some stats. So I don't have any slides. My 11-year-old granddaughter was busy and couldn't do it for me. So you're just going to have to just take some notes, okay? You're just going to have to write this down. So in the U.S., we've got 131 million households in the U.S. And this is U.S. census data. I'm not making this up, Peter, so it's all legal stuff, okay? Of those 131 million, guys, 87%, or 114 million of those households are considered to be middle to upper middle class. Our market, right? That's us, 114 million. Of those, as of 2022, only 55 million, or 48%, have an IRA. That leaves 59 million that don't. But I don't look at it as just the 59 million, even though the 55 million may have one, they don't have one with us, right? So that's what, so I'm looking at, we have an opportunity for 114 million, okay? Peter said on Tuesday we got 6 million clients. 114 minus 6 still leaves us 108 million. We got a long way to go, okay? So let me give you some more stats. As of September 2023, IRA assets, 12.6 trillion. Can you guys say trillion with a T? Primerica, we have 100 billion in assets. Do you know what 100 billion, guys, is compared to 12.6 trillion? It is little, right? We have a huge opportunity. The average account balance, 110,000. So back to what Peter talked about on Tuesday, the big firms, right? If you don't have 250 grand, they won't let the advisor set up an account. And if they don't have 250 grand, they won't pay them. Guess what? Primerica will, right? $50 a month, 5,000, 500,000, 50 million, guess what? We get paid. you guys ought to be just running out of the room to get back home because you got 108 million people that need help, right? And we're just not even working. We're not even doing it, okay? So we got to get busy. So let me tell you what's happened to our business. So we started in 1988, live in West Virginia, not a big population, about 1.3 million. My buddy Rick out in California, I think they have subdivisions or developments in California that have 1.3 million. So he just kind of walks down the street where we got to drive for hours, but that's okay. That's good. That's fine. We have about 375 million in AUM. Of that, 267 million is in IRAs, and the average account balance is 110 grand. Again, the big firms, the Morgan Stanleys, the Merrill Lynches, guess what? Would not allow me to do that. And they also, guess what? Would not pay us to do that. But guess what Primerica does? They pay us to do that, okay? So, as of January 2024, our running 12 is a little over 700 grand, of which about 415 grand of that is reoccurring income. That is PACs and trails on our assets. That's $35,000 a month. When I started the business, guys, I made $24,000 a year. You guys understand that? 24 grand a year to 35 grand a month. I ain't going nowhere, okay? I'm staying, right? So what we've got to do, right, is go to work, help more families, and we've got a game plan. And here's my plan. So I'm making this public. I've ran some numbers based on our production, what we do. In 12 years, we should have about $1 billion in AUM. And that's going to pay us about $1.4 million a year just in reoccurring income alone. Okay? That is because our focus is helping families. Guys, it's no secret. So how do you do this? You got to get a license. You got to go to work. You got to become a student of the business. You got to focus on getting better. And one of the things that helped us, that I've saved this part for last, is having, the reason we were successful is because we had a great strategic partner. Yes, Primerica gave us the opportunity. Yes, they have the system. Yes, they gave us the opportunity, and we can never thank them enough for that. But we've got other strategic partners out there that will help you build your business, right? You've got the Invescos, the American Funds, the American Centuries, the Fidelities. Then you also have the Franklin Templetons. And that's the company that I chose 36 years ago to help us build our business. Guys, they are great partners. They give us tremendous support. They're there to help you, from the wholesalers all the way to the CEO, Jenny Johnson, right? They are there to help. They give you access to portfolio managers. They've got great performance. They do a great job. And without them, guys, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do. And so in closing, I just want to thank, again, Primerica for the opportunity that they've given somebody like me who graduated from high school barely, okay? 9 hours of college and realized that wasn't for me, and gave me an opportunity to go build a business that has not only changed my life, my children's life, my grandchildren's life, and my great-grandchildren's life, right? Because of this opportunity. So guess what? If I can do it, guys, so can you, okay? So anyway, thank you so much.
I was looking at my son and I was looking at my husband, and I just remember just getting a feeling of gratefulness. I can't believe we are at where we're at today. And I just feel like it's just so supernatural how our life has changed, and to think that it's just the beginning for all of us in this room. Oh. I feel like we have something in common, and I feel like everybody in this room just wants to be great, right? We all want to be great. We're fighting for a great family. We're constantly fighting to have greater purpose. We're constantly fighting to just be better, have greater options. And I know it's not always easy. We want to be great, but it's not always easy. In the beginning, I was constantly questioning myself. Can I really do this? Can I really make a name out of myself? The fear of failing, and now feeling the pressures of being a great mom and a great businesswoman and a great wife, and family talking down on you. I remember my dad would always tell me, well, at least you still have your degree in case that doesn't work out for you. And that would hurt me so much because I just believe so much in this company, but my dad didn't want to win like how I wanted to win, right? And he didn't know that I was doing this for him. See, our family, they don't understand. The people that we love, they'll always just bring something up that'll bring us down. But you know what? One day your family is going to understand. Your family may judge you. They might criticize you. Maybe you're not going to the birthday parties. Maybe you're not going to the get-togethers like how you used to do, right? But one day your family is going to understand. They may say, oh, they're different now. They always would say, hey, she's different now. She thinks she's better than us. Well, thank God I'm different. And thank God I'm getting better every single day. Remember, we're fighting for something great, and I fight, and I continue to fight every single day because my son depends on me. I can't let him down. We're the example. I have a baby boy that depends on me. I have a husband that depends on me, and I have a team that depends on me. I have to show them what it means like to be a leader. I have to show them what it means like to be an overcomer. If I would have given up when times got tough, I wouldn't be where I am today right now. And I know the successful people in this room, they pay the price and they continue to pay the price. They know what it feels like. And I just want to be great. Like Andrew says, I just want to be somebody. I just want to be somebody. I just want to be great. This company is too good. No level of fear, no level of doubt, no hurdle is worth giving up on this opportunity. If it's your first time here, this company is too good. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen for you. It's a matter of when it's going to happen for you. I get so fired up seeing the millionaires. I get so fired up seeing brand new people cross the million and hitting milestones because I can't wait to see the future of the people here. There's going to be hurdles, there's going to be sacrifice, but become an overcomer. The moment I joined Primerica, I planted my flag and I said from this day forward, I'm willing to live like no one else so that one day I can live like no one else. Some of us have to make that recommitment today. The sacrifice is great, but the reward is so much greater. I love you guys. I love Primerica. If you guys can help me welcome up my amazing husband, my leader, the amazing NBA, Drew.
Let's go. Good job, honey. Love you, baby. Primerica, we fired up. I don't think you heard me. I said Primerica, we fired up. Man, I'm excited. Man, I'm fired up. How much time I got? I got 5 minutes. You guys ready? I want to give a huge shout out to Primerica. Thank you guys for setting this up. Who would have ever thought that a boy from South Central would be speaking on stage in Hawaii? Man, I'm so fired up, man. You know, my wife actually wrote this down, but she said the world counted me out, but Primerica counted me in. I love Primerica. Man, today I want to, I'll start off here. You know, I was once that boy that just wanted to be somebody. My name is Curiel. I'm 25 years old. Me and Yuli joined Primerica at 21 years old. Went RVP in 8 months. We've been averaging 200 recruits by $135,000 in premium every month for the last 3 years in a row now. Promoted 2 RVPs in the last 90 days. That's pretty exciting, right? Shout out to the awesome team. We have 14 winners here with us. So shout out to the awesome team we have. And all around. 14 winners, and man, we're just so excited for what's to come. Like, we're so young, we're just so passionate. We see the future. When we see you guys, when we see the millionaires, man, we just see our future. And thank you guys for paving the way for us. Today, I want to talk to you guys about a principle that me and Yuli have to run a big bay shop. How many of you guys want to run a big bay shop? A few of you guys, how many of you guys want to run a big bay shop? Let's go. So, this is a principle. It's called having a clear image of what you're expecting. I want you to write down right now what you're expecting from your business. So I want you to write it down right there in your Primerica notepad, what you're expecting. Ask yourself, what does big look like to you? What does the dream hierarchy look like to you? I'm expecting a big bay shop. So check this out. I'm expecting big licensing months. Last month, we licensed 37 people in the Bay Shop. We get what we're expecting. I'm expecting big recruiting months. Last month, recruited 300 people in the Bay Shop. I'm expecting big premium. Anybody fired up? Let's go. I'm expecting big premium. I'm talking 6-figure Bay Shop. In life, you get what you believe for. Let me tell you a short story real quick. In 2013, a man and his wife were designing a blueprint to an office that would house 4 millionaires. In a completely different side of the world, there was a 13-year-old in South Central. Los Angeles, dropping out of the 9th grade. Homeless and poor, part of the lowest income bracket you could be a part of. But that 13-year-old had a fire in his butt that would change his world. He had an image in his heart that he could not get rid of. A heart for big, a heart for impact, a heart to be somebody. You see that man that was designing the blueprint to his new building in Irwindale, California in 2013 was Neil Gurpreet. That kid that was dropping out at 13 years old was me. Uneducated. He'll never amount to anything. Andrew Curiel. Neil Gurpreet didn't know he was designing the office that one day me and Yuli would run a big bass shop in. Neil Gurpreet didn't know that he was designing the office that we'd promote our RVP after RVP in. In those blueprints, he didn't put Andrew and Yuli's name on them. The moral of the story is that the dream team is already out there. You're one recruit away from an explosion. He or she is already out there. That dream income you dream of, guess what? That money's already been printed. Your dream house, it's already built. You just got to have a clear image of what you want. And you got to go after it. You see, where you are today doesn't determine the height to where you'll be at tomorrow. I envisioned the great marriage, the opposite of what I saw my parents go through. I'm happy to say me and my wife were the first to get married in my family. I envision a family that has no lack. I always said, when I have a son, he won't ever go through what I went through. Here's a photo of me growing up, sitting on a cardboard box, eating scraps. The social worker took this photo. And I envision growing up, when I grow up, my son's not going to go through what I went through. My family's not going to go through what I went through. In life, you get what you picture. You get what you believe for. Here's a photo of my son growing up today. Where you are today doesn't determine the heights of where you'll be at tomorrow. I want you to believe that. Do you believe that today? You might not be where you want to be, but thank God you're not where you used to be. And you got to be fired up about that. Man, I'm fired up. Everything I had a clear image of then, I have today. It's time we dream big again. Design the blueprint of what our business and family will look like tomorrow. I want you to say it like you mean it. If you have a clear image that your life, your business is about to change. Do you guys have a clear image that your life is about to change this year? I don't hear the backside. Do you have a clear image? If this is your year, y'all, you're still not fired up enough. If this is your year, I want you to say this with me. This is my year. This is my season. This year, my life changes. Let's go out there and change the world. Thank you, guys. I love you, Primerica.
I want to thank our warriors out there, our team warriors, right? And we have a couple in this room, first-time trip under the leadership of Godfrey and Kamika and John, right? Oshmani and Vishal. They're regional leaders making $200,000. Okay, is that amazing opportunity? I mean, when I look at ourselves, myself and Raj, we didn't make that kind of money at regional leader. And then our newest 100,000 regional leader, Deep, right? He's in the room, and he happens to be my son, right? So, you know, that's a new standard, is that you can become a $100,000 earner as a regional leader. But what I want to talk about today is the 5-star business, right? These are the things that I study after, you know, all the speakers were talking about and what people talk about. And the reason I said 5-star business, because I love food. So they have 5-star restaurants, right? And then the Michelin star and all those top places. But what is a good, not only a good, but a great Primerica business look like? Number one, attitude, right? And your attitude, I used to think, well, I'm positive, I'm going to be rich. That's not true. We have to go beyond positive thinking, right? And like I read in the book, Beyond Positive Thinking, you have to go beyond. right? And I remember coming to an op night and seeing the rule of 72, and my attitude, I was very upset. You know, I was not upset that I didn't know it. I was upset at my parents who didn't know it. So I went home and I was fighting with my parents. But then I realized it was going to be up to me, right? That they didn't have the information, right? We came as an immigrant family and my parents worked hard, but they didn't work smart. Nobody offered that information to them. And thank God, as Peter said, we were able to set up our own investment with $25. And then the second thing is what? Your BS, your belief system, right? Your belief system is your thoughts, right? You have to keep affirming. One of the speakers I listen to all the time, Dr. Wayne Dyer, he said, don't focus on what you don't want, focus on what you do want, right? And I kept focusing. Here I was in the state of New York with these big, giant hierarchies, and he was little me, and I didn't even want to talk to anybody. But one day I had to talk to myself. And I said, self, do you want to be rich or do you want to be broke? And self said, I want to be rich. So go talk to those people out there, regardless of what they say, you'll get better at it. And I know Bobby Buisson always said, you know, because he's the hierarchy leader, and he always said, you were never good at something when you started. When you were a baby, you used to crawl, you weren't even good at that, right? So you're going to get great at this business. Don't get intimidated by, you know, people on stage. I used to get intimidated. Oh, my God, will I ever make it? So just shut up and talk to the people. Well, what are you going to say to them? The same thing I've been saying for over 20 years. Do you want to make money or save money? Well, I want to save money. Well, you need to make money because right now there's not much on the table. So let's go recruit you. Right? Let's go show the opportunity. And the day changed when we started recruiting because our expectations started to change. Right? And Zig Ziglar always said, you were born to win, but you got to prepare to win. And you got to expect to win. You know, when I went to the kitchen table and I was scared, I expected to close someone. I expected to what? Do something. Right? When they said, well, I don't have money. Well, you have $25. I'm going to do your investment. Right? You have 25 names in your phone. I need those names. Right? People have things out there. We just have the expectation that we need to get it done. And then the fourth thing is recruiting. Recruiting and referrals are like a river. They never stop. See, a lot of people say, well, I go in the coal market. Me, personally, I've been in the coal market one time. I've never had to go back again. Because when Art Williams said this was a warm market company, I took that to heart. I said, wait a minute, if I build a warm market, I'll have credibility, I'll have great QBI. And people always say, what's QBI? Not only quality of business, but your character. Are you doing good character business, right? Or are you having an up and down chargeback business? Are you putting a trade with every life app? See, we learned that in the business, and thank God we learned it, because now we're going to make $1 million just on securities because of all the little accounts. And I remember my smallest account, which was the minimum 25. If it was 10, I would have done 10, right? Thank God I was able to do that. The person asked me so many questions, and I'm thinking in my head, dude, you're only investing $25. Right, but you know what? I was able to overcome every objection, and believe me, the small accounts have more objection than the big ones, right? And I was able to set that up, and I remember when 9/11 happened, I was able to get over $5 to $7 million of trades through that, because I overcame that $25 person, right? So as you get into this business, you have to realize this is a river. It's going to keep flowing and flowing, but the question is, are you flowing? Are you growing? Right? Are you self-developing, right? Because self-development is why we're here, and thank God this company was able to say, listen, you got to change and then your income will change, right? And then you have to invest in people. Believe me, I didn't like people, but I realized I didn't like people because I didn't like myself. I hated being broke. I was like, wait a minute, I came from another country. They said America is the land of opportunity, right? Money's growing on trees, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, where's the money, where's the trees? right? But thank God Primerica came into our life because somebody talked to my father, who talked to somebody, who talked to somebody, who talked to somebody, right? Who said, hey, you know what? Recruiting is for everybody. There's no discrimination. It doesn't matter where you come from. See, with the life insurance, you got to get approved. With recruiting, as long as you're a good person, you have good background, everybody can be recruited, right? Then we learned this from a speaker that I listened to this year, the 1-4-3-1 game plan. You need one big goal for the year. What's the goal, right? There's 4 seasons in a year, so every season you better be hitting your goals. And then there are 3 months in a season, and then there's 1 win per week. And you know how I was able to get that 1 a week? Is I mastered 8-5-3-1. Right? That was my winning lotto ticket. Right? They were like, I was like, oh my God, I won the lottery, I won the lottery. And everybody got excited in my family. They thought I actually won the other lottery. And I said, no, I realized that being in Primerica, if I make 8 appointments a week, and 5 people are home, and 3 of them will close, and 1 will get recruited, guess what? If I do that for a whole year, 52 weeks, guess what's going to happen to the business? And then all of a sudden, I start believing it. My BS system went up, right? And I was like, wait a minute, there's different types of people, right? So I'm not here to impress upon you that I'm an impressive person. You just got to go with the laws of the numbers. See, because it doesn't matter how bad you are or how good you are, you're going to be a good person in this business, and then the system is going to work for you. Right? And once the system works for you, guess what starts happening? Your family starts seeing you in a different light. The world starts seeing you as a leader, and you're like, wait a minute. I remember my coach, Ed Randall, and he told me when I was a district leader that I'm the greatest leader in his hierarchy, and I heard John Maxwell say, if you don't have anyone following you, you're delusional. And I went back to Coach Ed Randall. I said, you lied to me. I don't have anybody on my team. He said, well, you're a good potential leader. Right? So thank God that our BS system changed, because I remember coming to Hawaii in the first trip when Raj and I won. We were so tired from personal production, we slept the 4 days in Hawaii. I didn't have any money to go on any tour, so when the meeting finished, I went to my room to get some rest because I was tired of personal production, right? So I know there's some people in this room that got here with personal production. They're like, oh my God, I did all the work. It's okay, it's only temporary, right? It's not forever, but if you don't change, it's gonna be permanent. And I didn't wanna be a permanent personal producer, right? Anybody out there agree with that, right? And you got to realize that there are going to be people that are going to tell you you can't do it. And I'm not talking about the people out there. The people might be sitting in here. Your upline, your downline, your sideline, whoever it is going to tell you it's not possible. But I'm here to tell you, they brought me up here to show you hope and opportunity. And you can do it too. So thank you so much.
Listen, we got some fun things going on right now. A lot of things happening. I love my wife. I always say if we're the McDonald's $1 trillion corporation, she's the CEO, and I'm just Ronald McDonald out here giving people Happy Meals. That's all I do, okay? But I'm telling you guys, the one thing I've never been afraid of is thinking bigger, okay? So I want to talk to you guys about, you have to remove the lid, and I believe if all of this is a leadership group, yes or yes? Yes or yes? And I believe if we all remove the lid together, we will blow the freaking roof off the dome when we get there. Would you guys agree with me on that? But we got to get bigger together, okay? It's so crazy. Elephants, when elephants are babies, they actually tie them up on a little piece of rope on the ground with a little wooden peg on the ground, and they tie a baby elephant, and he can't move. But the crazy thing is, how big does an elephant grow? How strong does the elephant get? But over time, do you know that same little baby cord and that little wooden stake in the ground, that elephant thinks that he can't break free and he never runs away? Isn't that crazy? It's nuts to me. I thought it was so crazy that Glenn and Karen were talking about the elephant at the senior leadership meeting. They stole it from Steve Masson. You're welcome, Steve. I gave you a plug, okay? But it's so crazy because that's the elephant in the room, y'all. The elephant in the room is you're not thinking big enough. Most people, the only thing keeping them from getting big is their own limiting beliefs. And I'm going to challenge you guys to all change that stuff. I'm going to give it up for our RVPs, Noah and Melissa McQueen. Give it up for Noah McQueen. So proud of Noah McQueen. Jessica Powers. Give it up for Jessica Powers. Both of them went from 0 to RVP in over 200,000 in the last 12 months. Noah's been brand new in the business at 250,000 in rolling 12-month cash flow, 14 months license. Jessica Powers had a different story. She was in the crock pot for a while. Y'all know what the crock pot is? The people that want to win, but they're not ready. That's okay. Everyone will win in Primerica when they are ready, but that is on their schedule, not yours. Jessica, last November, Jessica came to me and said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my mortgage or have a Christmas. I said, you got to crap or get off the pot, girl. You've got every opportunity. What are you doing with it? And she went to work, Jessica, in 1 year from decision made. She went from nothing to over, she crossed 2 days ago, she crossed 200,000 RVP, getting ready to promote RVPs. It's crazy. We got an amazing base shop. I'm so proud of our base shop. Our base shop, we recruited 702 people last month, broke the national record last month. Give it up for our base shop. Yeah. Inside that, we have this legacy of people just thinking bigger. You got Suzanne Stacy crossed her ring this morning. Give it up for Suzanne Stacy. Suzanne Stacy's been in the business license for 10 months. She came to me at the spring, and she's a teacher making $2,700 a month after 20 years teaching in Oklahoma. She said, I don't want to go back. I said, girl, if you give me everything you got for one summer, I guarantee you won't go back. She made $14,000 her first month license. 10 months of business cost her a $100,000 ring. Give it up for her. So proud of her. You got her, Abby Schaffner. Give it up for Abby Schaffner right now. So my girl, Abby Schaffner. Abby Schaffner is doing such amazing. She's going to break. Abby Schaffner will be the youngest, the female, and the fastest ever to earn $1 million a year in company history. I guarantee you that. She's being groomed for greatness because we don't think small. I'm so proud of her. Abby's averaging 100 by 100 base shop, and she doesn't ask for an exception because she wants to be exceptional. She's going home. She's going to pass her 63. She'll be promoted out as RVP next month. The biggest RVP promotion in company history. I'm so proud of these guys. It's so crazy what they're able to do. But I'm going to ask you, what type of an environment are you letting your people grow up in? What are you doing? Y'all, we got 8 days, not that I'm counting, we got 8 days of production left. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Our base shop's at 300 by 300 already. Go look. I'll wait. Where are you? What environment are you growing up in? Years ago, I used to tell people, we're going to do 300 by 300. Like, they would literally laugh at us. You know what, Danny? Those people, they're not even in this room anymore. They're not here because they weren't the one. Who are you telling your big thoughts to? I tell you, you guys in the back of the room, in year 1, they laugh at you. In year 5, they ask you how you did it. My wife and I spent a week of cash flow. We've made $97,000 this month already. It's unreal. I have a GED. I got kicked out of 2 high schools because all I did, Bobby Busan, was talk to lots and lots of people. Guess what I get paid to do now? Who's laughing now, Miss Samuels? I'll just say it. I'll say it. I'll say it. You gotta drop. Everybody notice I slimmed down a bit since the diplomat? Yeah. 140 pounds since the diplomat, I'm down. Listen, my wife's getting rich, Danny. You know, I'm like, if I don't lose some weight, she's gonna leave me, okay? So listen, but it's time for you guys to drop the weight. What kind of weight are you carrying? You got unsupportive family? Raise your hand if every single person you've ever talked to supported you. Look around the room. Drop the weight. Nobody cares. Who are you? Are you going to the office and working, or are you going to the office and talking to people that have been 2x2 since Christ left Chicago? What are you doing? Are you at the office, but are you working? You want to go to the office? That doesn't mean you're working. Are you full-time or are you fool-time? F-O-O-L. What are you? Just because you quit your job doesn't mean you're full-time in Primerica. I got news for you. This ain't a job. It's a business. People tell me they quit. I say, you didn't quit. You went out of business. What are you thinking about? You got to stop telling your big thoughts to small-minded people. I'm a giraffe because I'm tall and skinny. You all would agree, yes or yes? Yes or yes? Hey, you would agree a giraffe and a turtle can occupy the same space, yes or yes? but they don't have the same vision. We can be in the same space, but we don't have the same vision. The problem is you're telling your vision to turtles. Your family, the people that doubted, the people that have been 2 by 2. Who are you surrounding with? People that pull you up or people that put you up because you won 3 years ago? Are you shining trophies of the past? If you got to rebuild it, it was never built in the first place. I love Hector Lamarck come across first piece of recognition, 18 years. He hasn't been here in 18 years. He's still getting recognition. That's built. Would you agree? The crazy thing is, you can have the biggest heart for people. Understand, giraffes have a 25-pound heart. Did y'all know that? But the crazy thing is, if a giraffe drops his head long enough to try to tell his vision to a turtle, the heart loses strength to go all the way up in that, and a giraffe can die. What are you letting your dreams go die because you're worried about what some turtles thinking about you? It's time to get bigger, y'all. What are you going to do? And I'll tell you what, this is a leadership room, yes? You can't expect your people to run if you are walking. They're always going to be looking at your numbers, figuring out how much of their numbers are your numbers. I'm so proud of our team, but we have the #1 and #2 below RVP and premium in the country right now. But you know what, Danny? If you took them out of our base shop, we would still be #1 in the country. Because we're not riding off somebody else's success. I'm not going to ride one guy like a rented mule. Do you want to be a business owner or an employee? Oh, wait. What do you rather be, a business owner or employee? You know, I've been asking that question for 6 years. Not one person ever told me employee. Not once, not ever. So why are you treating this like a job? Why are you bringing that broke 9-to-5 mindset into Primerica? This isn't meant for that. We did $100,000 of premium over Super Bowl weekend. In one weekend. Do business owners take holidays off? They take nights off? They take weekends off? So why do you? Are you a business owner or are you an employee? You got to fill your pipeline up. It's going to be messy. It's going to be nasty. Right? If you got a leaky pipe or a leaky gas line or a hole in your tire, how do they fix it? They cover it up with soapy water, yes? And they see where the bubbles come from, and that's how they know where the leak is. But the problem is if you never have any pressure going through the pipeline, you'll never find the leak. How are you going to find the problems in your business if you don't have any activity? If you don't have any recruits, it's going to be messy for a while. I'm so proud of our team. We're going to break the national record for premium this month, but we're just getting started. It's crazy what you can do, and you got to fail fast and fail forward every single time. Quit worrying about, if you're going to rip a Band-Aid off, would you rather do it fast or slow? Fast, right? Would you rather do it fast or slow? Fast. So we got to get out, leave here, we got to go home, and we got to race to the dome. We got to red line this mother to the dome, yes or yes? I'm going to ask you guys, you saw all those diamonds a minute ago, yes? Does Primerica work? Does Primerica work? Does Primerica work? Then why don't you?
Buenos días, Primerica. ¿Cómo está la jerarquía de Naranjo? Espectacular. Because pictures are worth 8,000 words. I want to show you 2 slides that demonstrate the formula we followed to achieve big success in this business. Number 1 is being laser focused on licensing, 20% of our rest for a consistent and long period of time. This first slide shows our licensing journey since we became RVPs in 2007. No one story of significant success happened overnight. And it didn't happen to us either. It was not until 2010 that we made the decision we were going to build our business with a strong foundation, which is COTS. That year was the year we closed our first 100 COTS. 3 years later, in 2013, we were still below 200 COTS. Yet, we were maintaining our formula of hard work, consistency, one focus, and one philosophy. This period of time, nobody sees 3 years that seemed as if nothing was happening. But in 2015, we tripled our costs because we keep mixing the same ingredients. We did not change the formula. Then in 2017, we tripled our costs again to over 1,500 licensing, and the rest is history. We had found the right formula. It was just a matter of mixing and working consistently and never changing our philosophy. This second slide shows the power of building a business we call as the main foundation. Because it's equal to big base shop, and big base shop is equal to strong leaders. Our last 3 RVPs left 166, 160, and 130 costs are replacement. And all of them don't close to or over 100 by 100. 100 by 100, 100%. 2 of them making over 100,000 below RVP, and 1 close to 100,000. Congratulations to the new RVPs, Alejandro, María Daniela, Claret, Adeline y Rafa. Y ahora quiero presentarles al amor de mi vida, el coach de coaches, Willy Naranjo.
Espectacular.
Sí.
Ok, muy buenos días. ¿Quiénes hablan español? Okay, today I'm gonna talk about you have two options in this business: is to be professional or be a semi-pro or amateur. Hector Lamar told in a meeting that we have 2 days ago, the amateurs exercise and professional get paid. And before continue, thank you to Hector, because you know, took me 20 years to see him in a trip, in a Primerica trip, and now everybody can take picture with him. I follow like where is Hector to take picture. Before, you know, we can never find it, because when I start Primerica, the first thing I get was the Lamar system, and I see him so many times, and I'm thankful with him about that, and it's amazing to have him in a trip. I want for you to think about how you want your business looks or your team looks. Like the first picture, you want your team look like an amateur, or like you know, to play during the weekend, something like that, or you want to business or your team look like really the professional, like the Real Madrid. The next picture, please, the Real Madrid, you know. And I put Real Madrid. I don't follow really a lot of soccer, but they are the champion of the champions in the Premier League. You know, and I always ask myself, if they make millions, why they still working? Like every day. They play every day, they train every day, they leave their families every day. They are super rich. And because that's what most people ask us. Okay, you're already making $5 million. Why do you continue doing what you're doing? It's because we are looking, or they are looking for greatness. And to help people in our business, the best thing is we help people to go to our level. In the soccer, they know, they play for themselves, for their families, but we play. And this is the professional that we have in our hierarchy, that the RVP team. They are not only RVP, they are our family, and for us, they are our heroes. In the next picture, we have the varsity team. They are the people who make over $300,000 a year in income. And obviously, we have the team captains. That's the millionaire philosophy, and you know already all of them. But my topic is about the difference between amateur and professionals. And I put the professional as an Naranjo hierarchy because we work this business as a professional. The professional have a system. The professional understand that the initial achievement is just a launch pad for the next step. We celebrate, but we are now thinking in the next step. Want to go better, be proactive, we are proactive. Want to win the decade, we take really serious about the decade of dominance, and it's for 2020, 2030, that's what our main focus is that decade. Normally the amateurs is kind in. As a professional, we are all in. We don't have day off. We have training every day in our office. You go to our office, don't go please, but every day is thousands of people there working. Why? Because we are doing the same thing. And we are focusing the process. Normally, the amateurs, they see the feedback and the coach as someone as a criticisms, who they are doing. We see, or we know we have a blind spot and seek out truth for criticisms. We are looking for that. We value the consistency. We accept responsibility. We don't blame others. We accept the responsibility. We are doing the things when they don't feel we want to do it. And we realize, normally the amateurs believe the world should work the way they want it. We understand, we realize that we have to work with the world as they find it. For example, we are immigrants. We don't speak English, you know, as most of you speak. But 90% of our teammates here, they don't speak English, but they are here, listening everything in English, you know? And it's crazy. It's crazy how many of you speak English is not in the meeting. Is talking with somebody out there, something like that. And the winners are here. Hector Lamar is here the whole meeting. You know, Bobby Wilson is here the whole meeting. And some of you are out there doing, I don't know what, something more important, I believe so. And you know, and we work the word as we find it. Everybody of us, we don't speak English, and we are using our iPads, our telephone to translate. And we have never asked Primerica to translate the presentation or or have somebody translate it through some phone call or something like that. We work the way the word as we find it. We find Primerica in English, we're gonna do it in English, you know. But that's one of the things that we have. And also, normally the amateur focus on identify their weakness and improve them. As a professional, they focus on their strength and partnership with the people who are strong where they are weak. That's what we have in our hierarchy. We have amazing people doing a meeting team better than us, and we work together. That's a team do, okay? And focus on the long term. We always focus on everything we do. We are thinking, okay, if I do this or I took this decision, what is going to happen in the future? That's the way we work all the time. In the next slide, before finish, that's our track record. Obviously, the 6 million is coming soon, I believe, by May, because it's my birthday. And we play at the highest level, and the last slide is competing at the highest level. It's not about winning. It's about preparation, courage, understanding, and nurturing your people and heart. Winning is a result. Thank you so much.